And we welcome you inside our Sportsnet LA studios, joined tonight by Jerry Hairston Jr. and from AM 570, one of the hosts of Dodger Talk. It is Tim Cates. And Tim, it's great to have you on. First off-season show for you with us. You don't have to take any negative Nancy calls out there from fans because the Dodgers are World Series champs.
Well, at least for a few weeks, guys, we'll be able to celebrate this championship. And then in a few weeks, it'll all start getting back again. And how do we repeat?
That's the question. How are we going to repeat? I know we'll focus on that several shows from now, but hey, continue celebrating this championship.
Yes, and right now, let's get right to the big news over the weekend. The posting of Japanese star right-handed pitcher Roki Sasaki. Bob Nightingale tweeting this out. Roki Sasaki, who perhaps has the best pure talent of any pitcher on earth, is officially being posted by the Chiba Lotte Marines. 30 teams will try to sign him. 30 teams also believe he's going to sign with the Los Angeles Dodgers. And because Sasaki is under 25 years of age, he's limited to assigning a minor league deal with a signing bonus from a team's international bonus pool money. And, well, guess who has the most bonus pool money in 2024? You see it right there at the top. Dodgers have a little more than $2.5 million to spend, followed by the Orioles, Yankees, Giants, and Red Sox. Now, Sasaki's free agency, it's going to look a little like Shohei Ohtani's when he first went to the Angels, not like Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who got that $325 million deal last winter. All 30 teams will be able to afford the contract Sasaki is going to get, Jerry. So how does the process work now for Sasaki and all 30 teams?
Well, first thing first is, when is he going to be posted? If he's posted before January 15th, the Dodgers, as you saw, 2024 money, the Dodgers have the most. But if he's posted after January 15th, now it's a little bit different there. The Dodgers do not have the most, but again, teams can and will be aggressive for his services. I think the Dodgers right now, knowing what they've done, obviously with the success of this franchise, not only with the World Championship team this year, but the success of international players, including Shohei Ohtani and Yamamoto, that has to be enticing for this young man, and hopefully he gets posted earlier rather than later.
If you're a baseball fan in general, you like this because it levels the field for everybody, assuming you've got enough money to pay that fee to the Japanese team. But if you're the Dodgers, you've been planning for this. Remember, during the playoffs, Andrew Friedman was asked at a press conference about the international pool, and he said this isn't the appropriate time to talk about it. Well, fast forward a few weeks, I think it is the appropriate time now to start talking about it, because the Dodgers obviously have the most money until 2025 kicks in, and then the money starts to equal out with other teams. But the Dodgers have done their due diligence. They've saved the money aside for him, knowing that this prize is coming.
And they didn't know for sure that it was coming, but they wanted to put themselves in the best position, and here they are. The Dodgers have been scouting Roki Sasaki really since he was in high school. Andrew Friedman even flew to Japan to watch him pitch just days before the NLDS started. Obviously, Friedman landed Shohei and Yoshi last winter. Dodgers are seen as the favorites again to get Sasaki as well, Tim. 29 other teams will have a chance to make their case, but I want to ask you, do you think Sasaki will be in Dodger blue next season?
I think so. I think this is the best fit for him. And I saw somebody on Baseball America write a couple days ago that this is the best fit, but he shouldn't go to the Dodgers because he's just another star on a Dodgers team. That's the wrong answer to this. He's going to come to the Dodgers and fit in perfectly with the rotation that could now be a six-man rotation, where he'll fit in nicely to what he did over in Japan, pitching every 6 days. In essence, pitching once a week. And he comes here with two guys, speak the same language, have gone through the process. So you're coming to a situation where they've been through it, they've been successful doing it, and you can just now join them.
You know, some clubs, and especially the fan base, not the clubs, it's the fans, are upset at the Dodgers that they're in this position. I remember just a few years ago when Soto went over to the Padres, they had an elite lineup, and some people were saying, well, that's unfair. They have Soto, Tatis Jr., Manny Machado, and several stars. But listen, when you put yourself in position like the old school Yankees, what the Dodgers have done, obviously, in recent years, you deserve to take a shot at another star. And listen, make no mistake about it. He will be a star wherever he plays. But he has a chance to be a global superstar in Dodger blue. It's a West Coast team, iconic franchise. Yes, he'll be teaming up with Ohtani and Yamamoto, but we don't know how long Ohtani is going to pitch. He may pitch 3, 4, maybe 6 more years. This young man is still young, and down the road can be an ace of this staff. I think he knows that.
If you're Sasaki, you're looking at an example before you. Not Yamamoto, it's Ohtani. Same procedure, same thing happened to him in 2018. With that being said, look what happened to Ohtani. He chose a team in baseball purgatory for 6+ years, comes and in his first season in Dodger Blue, goes to the postseason. 50-50 player, wins a championship. If you're Sasaki, you have to start looking at my career over the United States. What's it going to look like? Am I going to go to a team that's maybe going to make the postseason, maybe have a chance to win a championship, or am I going to instantly go there, be a winner, and then cash in a few years like Ohtani did?
That is an incredible point right there, TC. You got to understand, and Ohtani, listen, the only reason why he went to an American League team like the Angels is because he can hit in DH. He probably, if the DH wasn't played for the National League, he probably would have taken the Dodgers deal because he knew the Dodgers franchise, but he wanted to be on the West Coast and have a chance to hit. That's why he chose an American League team. Sasaki don't have to worry about that.
Right.
Okay, it's all about what gives me the best chance to win. I know I'm going to have great teammates. Guess whose teammates were in the WBC? Have a chance to win and have a chance to be an iconic franchise. Oh, by the way, if things go wrong, you understand the Dodgers do a great job of making sure they get and keep these guys relatively healthy if there's injuries down the road. He understands this team is a well-oiled machine. And if I'm going to take the leap and leave Japan like he is, I want to make sure I put myself in the best possible situation. It's L.A. all day.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's hard to find a better situation than L.A. and the Dodgers. They would be a great destination, really, for any player out there. The model organization, really, from top to bottom. They have championship expectations every year. They also, Jerry, have a great history of success with Japanese players. You can go back almost 30 years ago to Hideo Nomo's arrival here when he won Rookie of the Year, and now you've got Shohei and Yoshi. How much do you think that factors in with someone like a Roki Sasaki, that Japanese players have really thrived here in this organization?
I think it has a tremendous effect on these players coming over here and understanding when they were growing up and their fathers loved this game. They remember Hideo Nomo, how he starred here. But not only that, not only has the organization done great with these players from Japan, the fan base does an incredible job of welcoming these in. And listen, we talk about this being a global game. Our fan base is global. Mexicans, all types of international flavor, and a lot of Japanese fans.
It's the largest Japanese population in any city in America.
Thank you for saying that, John.
Yeah, just saying.
And not only that, is a lot of people on TV watch the Dodgers play. And I think he wants to be watched, too, by his countrymen.
The only other team that could maybe fit into the equation is the San Diego Padres because of Yu Darvish and that Japanese connection there. Outside of that, the pipeline has already been set. It is going from Japan straight to Los Angeles, and he is going to be the next one in that line.
Yu Darvish is a great pitcher, but how long is he going to be pitching for? I mean, he's getting up there in age. He's not going to be your teammate for a long time. If you do choose the Padres.
Don't know his personality, don't know his ego. Maybe he wants to be the guy. We don't know that. If that's the case, maybe San Diego somewhere else is a better fit for him. But if he wants to come and be comfortable early in his career in the United States and be successful, then the Dodgers are the place.
Ohtani was the guy in Anaheim.
How'd that work out?
Oof.
In other breaking news, Dodgers news over the weekend, the Marlins announced the hiring of their new manager, tweeting this: "New chapter starts now. Welcome, Clayton." Yes, that is Clayton McCauley. He was the Dodgers' first base coach the last 4 years. And when you have a staff as good as Dave Roberts has here in Los Angeles, other teams, they're going to be calling and trying to grab some of your guys. And really, though, it's a huge opportunity, Tim, for Clayton McCauley to run a team in Miami. I know he has a home down there in South Florida, and it's great that he's finally getting the shot.
Absolutely. He managed in the minor leagues. He's with the organization for 10 years. And, oh, yeah, the Gabe Kapler effect is in full effect here in Miami. They know each other from the days when Gabe was running the minor leagues. He was a manager in that system at that time, so they know each other there. And now you've got Clayton McCauley getting his opportunity. And certainly, when you get the endorsements of guys like Mookie Betts calling him the best coach I've ever had, and the success that Shohei Ohtani had this year, the results show.
Absolutely. And you're getting a guy who works hard, who's a grinder. And that's the type of guy you need for a young up-and-coming team like the Miami Marlins. Nobody's expecting the Marlins to win next season. They're trying to build and have a foundation there. Gabe Kapler is very familiar with Clayton. Clayton is very familiar with him. So they're going to have a good rapport. We wish them all the best. not against the Dodgers.
Absolutely. Still much more to come here on Access. Next week, Shohei Ohtani is expected to take home his third league MVP in 4 years. Up next, we'll run through the NL finalists and talk about awards week. Plus, Freddie Freeman's World Series walk-off grand slam wasn't his only go-ahead slam of the season. We'll count down Freddie's top 10 of 2024 coming up. MLB announced the finalists for all major awards on Monday, and for National League MVP, the 3 finalists are Shohei Ohtani, Diamondbacks second baseman Ketel Marte, Mets shortstop Francisco Lindor. When you post their numbers side by side, yeah, it seems pretty clear. Shohei hitting .310 with an OPS over 1,000, 54 homers, 130 RBIs not pictured, 59 stolen bases. Marte and Lindor, great numbers as well, but both well short of Ohtani's. Now, no full-time DH has ever won the league MVP award, but then again, we've never seen a player have a season quite like Shohei Ohtani did. Even though he didn't pitch this year, Jerry, or play an inning of defense, is he a slam dunk to win his third MVP in 4 years?
Yeah, he is a slam dunk because obviously, listen, no disrespect to Lindor. Marte is an incredible player. He's in our division. We see him often. But what Shohei Ohtani has done, the first 50-50 of this kind, meaning home runs, stolen bases, Albert Bell, I'm including you, you were 50-50, 50 home runs, 50 doubles. But what he did to ignite this Dodger offense, when Mookie Betts was gone for over 2 months, Max Muncy missed over 3 months, he was the mainstay along with Freddie Freeman and Teoscar Hernandez. He electrified the bases, and obviously 130 RBIs, hitting majority as a leadoff hitter. He's going to be the MVP. The only question to me is, will he be unanimous?
He should be. The argument starts and ends when you say 50-50 in somebody's stats for a baseball season. And the fact that he reached that, he is out, without a doubt, unanimous MVP this year. And then, unfortunately, there's going to be a New York sports writer, an East Coast sports writer, that's going to vote Lindor as the MVP of the National League. Shame on them, whoever does that, by the way.
Or someone will say, you know, I just can't do it for a DH.
Right.
Somebody out there will probably be that way, but he's still going to win it. Frank Robinson's the only player to win an MVP in both the American and National League. Bound to get some company, though, when Ohtani does win it this year. Only 32 people have won more than one MVP. Ohtani already on that list, an even smaller number, Tim. They've gone back-to-back, which Ohtani is about to do. So historic really describes his performance all season long, and it will continue with this postseason hardware.
The fact that he did it in back-to-back years is amazing with 2 different teams. Only the 6th player ever to win MVP with 2 different teams is just another ridiculous number. When we look back at what he has done over his career, we're going to marvel at this. And you also like to think of what he did in Anaheim and what they missed out on Anaheim. With Mike Trout winning, 3 MVPs in 6 years, and then you throw Ohtani's other MVPs in line with that. The fact that the Angels didn't win anything down there is embarrassing, but the Dodgers are reaping the rewards with him now.
Yeah, I know the Angel fans that do watch our show are excited at what you just said, Tim Case. You're right.
Got nothing else to do down there.
Listen, this guy, what he has done, the only season that he doesn't take the mound, he hits over 300, over 130 runs scored, over 130 RBIs, stolen bases galore, 59 stolen bases. By the way, fans, Shohei Ohtani, great job, 59. You ain't stealing next season, okay? That ain't happening. You may steal a base here or there. But again, what he has done, oh, by the way, the pressure with that contract, took the pressure of being in a big market for the first time, wearing Dodger blue, you would think his offensive numbers would take a hit. No, he went out of the stratosphere. Once again, I really believe he will be unanimous. But there may be that one writer in New York, but he deserves to be unanimous.
I think you hit it on the head. The pressure of coming to the Dodgers, the expectations with the contract. All eyes were on him. What's he going to do? Is he going to continue to produce? He's not pitching. Will he still be a dominant hitter? He checked all those boxes.
The best thing, and I'm not going to address it, but the best thing happened to him is he got a different interpreter. Seriously, because he became a teammate. He was allowed to do that. He became one of the guys and really enjoyed playing baseball. And when a guy with that talent and ability enjoys his teammates, enjoys winning, you see what you get. An epic season.
And Dave Roberts would agree with you on that exact point right there. Shohei Ohtani started the season batting second in the Dodgers order, but was moved to the leadoff spot for good after Mookie got hurt in June. Hit .307 in the leadoff spot, .314 in the 2-hole. Is on base, slugging, runs scored, homers, stolen bases. Everything went up even more after being moved up to the top of the lineup, and he moved up really to that leadoff spot to break up the back-to-back lefties with Shohei and with Freddie, Jerry. But it also seemed like it helped Ohtani, and it helped this entire Dodgers offense after he was moved up.
And I think it forced him to be aggressive. You know, when you're a leadoff hitter, knowing you got Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman hitting behind you, you know you're going to get fastballs. So we know he is an excellent fastball hitter. He became more aggressive, and that's what we want. We want a guy like a Shohei Ohtani who rakes that fastball to be aggressive, to be able to put us on the board right away, 1-0. But also does, for him, obviously the base stealing was a thing that we saw this year. But I also think it helped Mookie Betts also save his legs. Mookie doesn't run like he did back in his Boston days, nor should he. I love the breakup of Shohei, lefty, obviously Mookie, righty, and then Freddie Freeman as a left-hand hitter, and it definitely gelled this lineup.
Think about what it did to the bottom of the lineup as well. During the playoffs, we all laughed at that graphic, how many at-bats until Shohei Ohtani comes up for the Dodgers. Well, there are teams during the season looking at that. All right, how many more at-bats until this lineup flips back over to Shohei Ohtani? How we pitch into 7, 8, 9 in order to avoid that leadoff hitter again.
And there are fans that don't want to go to concessions or go to the bathroom because, wait, how soon is Shohei going to be coming up? Because nobody wants to miss a single at-bat. As for Manager of the Year, the voters, they always like those first and second-year managers. 3 finalists in the National League, all guys in their first year with their respective teams. Carlos Mendoza of the Mets, Pat Murphy of the Brewers, and the Padres skipper Mike Schilt. All 3 of them made the playoffs. Now, the awards are for the regular season. Dave Roberts, not a finalist for Manager of the Year, and actually it's not really a surprise because the voters expect the Dodgers to be in the playoffs every single year. But this was probably Roberts' most difficult season with all the adversity, Tim, and you could argue that it was his best managerial job in his 9 years with the Dodgers, especially when you consider how it ended with a World Series championship.
Yeah, if you're going to give the Manager of the Year award to what they do in the clubhouse, how they maneuver through injuries and a 26-man roster, then yeah, he deserves it this year. But certainly those other 3 guys elevated their team's play or helped them get to the postseason. Now, keep in mind, Jerry, you'll appreciate this as a Chicago guy.
That's right.
Phil Jackson won 11 championships, right? 6 with the Bulls, 5 with the Lakers. How many head coaching awards did he get for Coach of the Year?
He should have won 11.
He got 1. 1996. I think that was the first year they brought in Rodman and Kukoc. My point is, he had a new lineup. He actually had to coach that year with a different group of guys and start another three-peat. The expectations are so high for Phil Jackson, for Dave Roberts. It's going to be so hard for him to ever win it.
And that's the key. You kind of said it. Those other guys are certainly deserving. Pat Murphy, what he did with that Brewers team really ignited that team and really went above expectations. But what Dave Roberts had to do and endure, listen, we knew that the Dodgers were a championship team before the start of the season. But if you would have told us that we would have that many injuries to our starting staff, the relievers going in and out throughout the season, Mookie Betts being lost for over 2 months, Max Muncy, 3 months, we would have said, man, we'd be lucky to even make a wild card because that's how much star power was off our rosters. But I think Dave Roberts, the way he navigated the season, the communication, and the trust that he had from the front office, obviously that's a really good marriage that they have, obviously. But he continued to get better and better as a manager. And I said it before, this was his best managerial season to date.
I do not ever want to walk a day in Dave Roberts' shoes. Why? Because if you win a championship, you're supposed to win it.
You're supposed to win.
If you lose, you have the threat of being fired every single day, lingering over you.
And if
the
you
ups
lose,
and downs.
Then Tim Cates and David Vassay have to hear about it from all the people that call in on Dodger Talk.
Ken in Newport Beach.
Tell you what, can Dave Roberts coach the Bears? Can we get him to coach the Bears?
That's a whole other show, Jerry, entirely, and there's no helping your Chicago Bears. The Dodgers didn't get enough healthy contributions from rookies or their pitching staff to be in consideration for Rookie of the Year or Cy Young, but that doesn't mean we can't predict who we think might win those awards. So, Tim, if it was up to you, who wins National League Rookie of the Year between Paul Skeens, Jackson Merrill, and Jackson Chourio?
I love Jackson. I love all 3 of the guys, but Paul Skeens is my guy. And I love the fact that he lived up to expectations. Yes, #1 overall pick, Southern California kid, LSU for a year. I get all that. But then to come in and actually deliver, to win double-digit games, to have over 100 strikeouts, to come in at the age of 21 like he did and produce on a Pirates team of all teams to go in there and do what he did and to start the All-Star game, he lived up to the hype. It's hard to do that.
Yes.
And he did it quickly in less than a year.
He was outstanding. He was so much fun to watch all season long. Jerry, I want to ask you, though, are you in agreement, or would you go with one of the Jacksons?
First of all three are deserving. Great players are going to have a great career, but I'll tell you what, Jackson Merrill, I'm going co. Jackson Merrill and Paul Skeens. It's going to be the Grant Hill Jason Kidd.
Has there ever been a co before?
Let me do my thing, brother. Paul Skeens was outstanding. And you mentioned it, Tim. He was outstanding on that Pirates team. He was dominant. He was as advertised. He not only has a bright future, he's got a bright present. Speaking of present, Jackson Merrill moves from shortstop to center field this season, makes the big league club, and was absolutely electric. He was clutch for that Padre team, was a difference maker while playing center field. Listen, we know we have the right, Dodgers fans, we can recognize great players. That kid down there in center field, Jackson Merrill, is legit. He's on his way to a great career. Co-Rookie of the Year.
170 strikeouts and 23 starts for Paul Skeens.
Yeah, well,
Did I write that out right? That's amazing.
It's incredible. And you know what? He's got a great mustache, too. His girlfriend loves it as well.
That leaves the Cy Young Award. It's the last big award for next week. Tim, who in your mind was the best pitcher in the National League? Paul Skeens, once again, is a finalist here as well, along with Chris Sale and Zach Wheeler.
I love me Paul Skeens, but I like Chris Sale as the Cy Young Award winner. To see what he did this year, the numbers speak for themselves. Led the National League, ERA, strikeouts, wins. I mean, Paul Skeens' numbers pretty good as well. The 170 strikeouts, but 225 for Chris Sale. To come back, he's battled injuries the last couple of years, comes from the Red Sox, and, kind of gets a new life in Atlanta.
Yeah, listen, Paul Skeens has that opportunity, but I think the award should go and will go to Chris Sale. Incredible season there down in Atlanta. Did everything you want a Cy Young Award winner to do. ERA, the strikeouts was epic. So I think Chris Sale will be the National League Cy Young Award winner. Listen, Paul Skeens, if he started the season and broke with the club, he would be right there with Chris Sale, but he didn't. They slow played Paul Skeens, and really rightfully so, to keep his arbitration years. But Chris Sale will win the NL Cy Young. Listen, congratulations. I know he's worked hard to get back. He deserves that award.
Incredible. This is his first Cy Young Award. He finished top 5 straight years, and then he fell out of the top 5 for 5 straight years, and now he's back in there, not just in the top 3, but probably going to win it here in 2024. Shohei Ohtani got a ring in year 1 with the Dodgers. Coming up, we'll discuss how legacies change when you are a World Series champion, especially when you've done it multiple times. Freddie Freeman, he's a 2-time champ. Also a former Gold Glove winner who flashed some leather this year. We'll see where his defense ranks in our top 10 of 2024 coming up. Freddie Freeman is now a 2-time World Series champion, has added World Series MVP to his list of accolades as well. He was already on track to be a surefire Hall of Famer, Jerry, but how does it change and impact the legacy when you add this kind of fall classic performance that he had?
We see the Kirk Gibson home run often, whether it's on our show, on other networks, on that TikTok, the Twitter. This home run will live forever. Not just Dodger fans, but sports fans, NFL players talked about it. I remember a couple basketball players, while they were playing on the bench, they saw Freddie Freeman's home run. They're going crazy on the bench. So listen, his epic postseason run will not be forgotten. Surely not with Dodger fans, so his legacy has been catapulted.
I mean, the regular season MVP was great. The World Series championship in Atlanta was great, but this has put him on a Hall of Fame trajectory now. And, my wife bought me a hat that's got him with the holding the bat up in the air and everything because it's such an iconic moment now, and we're not even a month removed from it. But that home run, another World Series, the MVP, the moment alone, we're going to watch it forever, that home run.
Yankee fans are hard. Listen, not only on their players, but on the opposition. We had Yankee fans holding up signs saying, Freddie, please stop. They were begging. Think about that for a second. Yeah. Yankee fans recognize what kind of tear he was on.
It was incredible considering how limited he was the first 2 rounds of that postseason run. Then you've got Shohei Ohtani, who was already in the GOAT conversation before winning the World Series this year. Now that he's a champion, Tim, really cemented his legacy as one of the greatest players in the history of this game. And he's still really early in his prime when you think about it.
Yeah, I don't want to hit the fast forward button too fast because he's going to continue to put up just ridiculous numbers. But think about it. Will he be the second all-time unanimous player to go into Cooperstown? Mariano Mariano Rivera was the other one that got unanimous votes. He's got to be, right? I mean, this is going to be a lock, unanimous Hall of Famer when it's all said and done. And the numbers he put up right now are completely dumb. And the fact that he's going to add to these numbers, nobody's going to catch any of these numbers when it's all said and done in 9 years.
The fact that Cal Ripken Jr., Tony Gwynn, Derek Jeter, Ken Griffey Jr. weren't unanimous.
Right.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
Because there's always that one voter.
Which is stupid. Willie Mays wasn't unanimous. Babe Ruth wasn't unanimous. Well, that was for other reasons. Probably punched a reporter. But listen, Shohei Ohtani is an iconic player, and you're right. He can, well, he's already has entered his name in that GOAT conversation. But we talk about legacy, especially the way we should be attacking the next 4, 5, 6 years of his prime, Mookie Betts' prime, along with Freddie Freeman. These guys can kind of etch themselves as being top 20, 25 players of all time, especially Shohei Ohtani.
Jerry, you mentioned earlier the change in translator. It was huge. Because I think it kind of opened a door for baseball fans and Dodger fans to see Shohei Ohtani, to see the personality.
To see him.
Absolutely. The teammates and the fans to see the personality, to see him laughing, to see the sunflower seeds with Teoscar, to see the excitement. 6 years in Anaheim, I don't think I ever saw him smile, let alone laugh.
Well, he was basically kind of told to kind of sit in your corner a little bit because he doesn't want to disrespect. But again, the way he has really embraced his teammates, that was the best thing that ever happened to him. Now he can be a kid that gets paid a lot of money and play for a historic Dodger franchise.
And Jerry, you mentioned Mookie Betts a short time ago. He's now a 3-time World Series champion. At the parade, he was saying he's trying to fill up his hand with rings. He told Derek Jeter he's coming for him, Jerry. Jeter has 5 rings. Mookie has 8 years left on his contract. 5 World Series titles doesn't seem out of the question
at all. I told Mookie Betts, we saw him at the parade, John, really at Dodger Stadium. I told Mookie Betts, right now, Derek Jeter is slightly better looking than you. You know how you can get him? You get more rings than G, you instantly become better looking. And he says that's the goal. And listen, Mookie Betts is already an iconic player. And I want Dodger fans to really understand this. What he has done the last several seasons, not only offensively, but more importantly defensively, he's gone to be one of the greatest right fielders ever. Up there with Roberto Clemente. And by the way, this is a freaking joke. And then asked to play second, then shortstop because he's a great teammate. All he wants to do is win. For him to be a 3-time World Series champion for the Boston Red Sox and now 2-time for the Los Angeles Dodgers, he's without question a Hall of Famer. And I asked my dad, I've asked him a couple of times, I asked my dad, where does Mookie Betts, Willie Mays was my dad's favorite player. He said, Willie Mays is up there. He goes, I put Mookie above Willie Mays because he does several things more. Willie Mays, obviously, is the greatest center fielder, they say, of all time. But Mookie Betts can play right, center, short, and obviously he'll be playing second base again. For my father to say that?
That's incredible.
Think about it. You talk about me, Jordan guy. My dad was a Willie Mays guy.
Right.
Okay, so that's how great of a player Mookie Betts is. And I've said it before, my eyes have seen, he's the most fundamentally sound baseball player I've ever seen. Great career so far.
Your dad's right. Think about current day baseball. Great players are out there. Who's making a position change and doing it successfully and then going back to their position and playing a third position, possibly in second base? But keep in mind, before the injury, guys, he was having an MVP-type season.
Yeah,
we could be talking about Mookie Betts as winning an MVP in the American League and the National League.
As a shortstop, he was going to win the MVP if he kept going.
Ridiculous.
Incredible.
All right, so more legacy talk right now. Dave Roberts, 627 win percentage with the Dodgers, 56 career playoff victories, 6th most all-time, 1 behind Bruce Bochy and Dusty Baker. Now has 2 World Series titles, Tim, and he's on a fast track to be a Hall of Fame manager himself.
Yeah, Joe Torre, Walter Alston, 4, Sparky Anderson, Tony La Russa, 3. He's going to get there. I mean, Tommy Lasorda is loved. He is a Dodger icon. He won 2. Dave Roberts will get there someday, and without a doubt, he has now cemented himself as a Hall of Famer. And can we finally lock him up to an extension? I know it's only been a few weeks since the celebration and the parade, but if Aaron Boone can get a guarantee for 2025, can we at least get Dave Roberts a guarantee past 2025 for what he did this year?
No need for Aaron Boone to catch strays right now, okay? He led us to the World Series. But you're right, Dave Roberts is certainly deserving. Listen, they're going to sit down with Dave Roberts. I think he will get that extension, much deservedly so. But we talk about legacy. He's a Hall of Famer now, without question. Dusty Baker will be a Hall of Famer. Yeah. He's had an incredible career, not only as a player, but as a manager. But Dave Roberts is going to be a Hall of Famer. Now, my challenge to Dave Roberts, what is your plaque going to say? at Cooperstown. Seriously, are you going to be a two-time champion, or are you going to be a 4, 5, 6-time champion manager for the Los Angeles Dodgers? I think he'd prefer the 6-time champion.
I think the Dodger fans would love that, too.
Yes.
That'd be a lot of rings and a lot of parades here in L.A. Still more to come. Freddie Freeman had a World Series for the ages, doing it with a bad ankle and broken rib cartilage. We'll see where his performance ranks in our Freddie Top 10 of 2024.
シーズンが終わり、次のステージに進む中で、ロサンゼルス・ドジャースがどのような進化を遂げていくのか、ファンとして本当に楽しみですね。特に今シーズン、ワールドシリーズを制したばかりのチームに、日本のスター投手、佐々木朗希選手が加わる可能性があるとされているのは、世界中の MLB ファンや日本のファンにとっても夢のようなニュースです。佐々木選手はその驚異的なピッチングで知られ、若くして数々の記録を樹立してきました。彼がドジャースに加入することで、チームの投手陣がさらに強化され、来シーズンのワールドシリーズ制覇も現実味を帯びてきますね。佐々木選手がドジャースでどのように活躍するか、多くのファンが期待していますが、彼にとってもドジャースでの経験は特別なものになるでしょう。ドジャースはこれまでにも日本の選手たちを温かく迎え入れ、彼らが力を発揮できる環境を整えてきました。特に大谷翔平選手や山本由伸選手などが同じチームで活躍していることは、佐々木選手にとっても大きな励みになるはずです。日本からの新たな才能がドジャースに加わり、チーム全体がさらにお力になる来を想像すると、本当にワクワクしますね。そして今シーズン、ドジャースを見事にワールドシリーズ制覇へと導いた大谷翔平選手の活躍は、まさに歴史的なものでした。彼はすでに MLB 史上屈指の才能と評価されており、ドジャースの一員としてその実力を証明しました。初のワールドシリーズチャンピオンとなり、彼の名声はさらに高まりました。多くの専門家も彼の将来的な野球殿堂入りを確信しており、大谷選手のこれからの活躍がどれだけ偉大なものになるのか、ますます楽しみです。彼がこれからも記録を塗り替え続け、ファンに喜びを届けてくれることを期待しています。また、フレディ・フリーマン選手も今シーズン、ドジャースにとって不可欠な存在として、その実力を存分に発揮しました。ワールドシリーズでの MVP を受賞し、チームを勝利に導いた彼の姿は、多くのファンにとって誇りであり、励みです。彼の安定したバッティングと卓越したフィールドワークは、チーム全体に大きな安心感をもたらしており、来シーズンも引き続きその影響力が期待されています。困難な状況でも冷静さを保ち、勝利をつかむために最善を尽くすフリーマン選手の姿勢は、まさにプロフェッショナルのもので、ドジャースファンとして彼の活躍がこれからも楽しみでなりません。そして忘れてはならないのが、デーブ・ロバーツ監督のリーダーシップです。彼の巧みな采配と冷静な判断力が、今シーズンのドジャースを頂点へと導きました。彼は常にチームの士気を高め、選手たちが最高のパフォーマンスを発揮できるようサポートしてきました。多くの逆境や怪我人が続出する中で、ロバーツ監督は見事にチームをまとめ、ファンや選手たちから信頼を得る監督として、その名声を確立しています。彼の指導のもと、ドジャースはこれからも強豪チームとして君臨し続けることでしょう。将来的に彼が牛殿堂入りを果たす日も近いのではないかと多くのファンが期待しています。来シーズン、ドジャースは再び MLB の頂点を目指し、新たな挑戦に挑む準備を整えています。佐々木朗希選手の加入が実現し、 大谷翔平選手やフレディ・フリーマン選手との強力なラインナップが完成すれば、ドジャースはさらに一層パワフルなチームになるでしょう。ファンとしては、チームがどのように進化し、新しい目標を達成していくのか、そのすべてを見届けたい気持ちでいっぱいです。ドジャースの未来は明るく、これからも多くの感動と興奮を私たちに届けてくれることを確信しています。皆さんは来シーズンのドジャースについてどう思いますか？どの選手に注目していますか？コメント欄であなたの意見や応援のメッセージをぜひ教えてください。この動画が面白いと感じたら、ぜひいいねとチャンネル登録をよろしくお願いします。最新のドジャース情報や MLB ニュースをお届けし、皆さんと一緒にドジャースを応援していきたいと思っています。これからも一緒にドジャースの素晴らしい瞬間を楽しみ、熱い応援でチームを支えていきましょう。